Well, hello, good morning. It's your old mate Dave Spencer, back with you once again off another one of our transport travels, this time down to Eastbourne in Sussex, the place where I grew up, and blisteringly hot today, possibly tipping 32 degrees. And Manny's already parked on the seafront, and we're meeting up with a friend whose father played in the Sussex Yeomanry Band along with my adoptive father George. So in the meantime, we've got the whole morning to concentrate on the buses, and what do we see? We shall see what we shall see, of course. And I better get going, haven't I? Yes, expect seagulls and sunshine. See you all later. War memorial, partially covered in various bits of palmology. Is there such a word? I made that up then, didn't I? Frequencies of the buses here are pretty awful, really. Route branding on the buses over to Brighton. The days of my youth, of course, the buses were mainly blue and yellow, white roofs. There were some all in white by then though, and relieved by a little bit of blue banding. It all seems so very far away now, and of course it is very far away. So much has changed now. The voices, the accents, the people in Eastbourne, very much changed, very cosmopolitan. It always was slightly cosmopolitan, but nothing like it is now. Well, we've got a little bit of a flurry of bus activity. out a period car to make me feel more at home. There's a few clouds about this morning. Should be burning off pretty quickly though. If we had a trickle of buses all morning, it'd be rather jolly, wouldn't it? On the road to our right down here that I used to go to the dentist. It was like something out of a Frankenstein horror movie back then. Our teeth weren't always in the best of nick, and like all places then, you had the pile of sort of magazines of the period. Punch, Illustrated, was it London News? What was it? One was all photos, books of cartoons, Reader's Digests. I'm sure you could add to that list for me. It's all looking quite sedate at the moment. It's rush hour is past. Mandy's on the seafront, and we're meeting up with my friend at lunchtime so we can have a lovely Sunday in the lovely ice cream parlour. Well, I don't know if the bus is going to make a move. You sort of get double dibs in this because you get them in both directions. Moving forward to load up. Some weird guy behind me, and it's going to be a hard time. I can always sign up to the police. Very intimidating when you get these strange people, and they can't even sort of figure out when you're trying to demonstrate the fact that there's a microphone recording, and keep quiet for a couple of minutes. Very, very bizarre people now. Quite a frequent service on the Eastbourne Brighton run. Just leaves you feeling very uncomfortable when they plonk themselves down behind you. A sort of feeling of eyes stabbing you in the back. Unfortunately, of course, over the years, seaside towns have attracted the dross of society and have really plummeted down, like St Hastings, absolutely awful. Bournemouth, full of goodness knows what. Brighton sort of reinvented itself a few times. Well, thankfully the weird chap has vanished. Not before he gave me a little bit more verbal, but he's gone now. I must admit, it's it's good to see some smartly turned out buses. The experiences of Eastbourne over the years, unless you go back an awful long time, it's been pretty ropey with buses. Topper coming around. Even the open toppers have chopped and changed from one operator to another. Definitely a case of fix and start. A demonstration of the sort of more ropey end of the bus market. We've now got the 12s in both directions, and if you've got a bus pass, what a lovely thing to do. Hop on a bus and go over to Brighton for the day and then come back. In some reasonable comfort, really. Building alarm, another sounds of the city these days. to see something different. Compass from Worthing. I don't think he's actually ready to board yet. Let's see if we get anything else different. Compass down at Worthing, spread its wings around the county. Still no activity regards boarding near the road. Last boarding has commenced. There's a few on board, isn't there, already going on? Dodgy characters.
Fronts. Oh yeah.
Well, they're moving on now to the wheelchairs and strollers. Ramp going down. The driver's dressed for the weather, got his shorts on. Don't blame him. I've got mine on. Oh, we don't know what we're going to see next, do we? We always see what we shall see, but we're not really quite so sure, are we? Ramp up. And I do believe we may have lift off shortly. sun continues to shine. Perhaps another passenger, a little bit unsure. Once home to about 4 bus repositories in my lifetime. Eastbourne buses, Eastbourne Corporation buses, and there's a little shed. The coaches of Southdown, down near the seafront. It was their main garage come sort of bus station that was sort of slightly further away routes. And then there was the main bus station for the Southdown, and then of course at the railway station was an area for visiting coaches. Not sure if we really get any visiting coaches these days. Who knows? I know not. Well, that was a nice flurry. Just what we needed to perk us up. I think there's another bus coming down there. Or was there one heading out? Oh, there's one coming down, eh? Well, Dave, can you see through buildings? Oh yes, well, you can do all sorts of things, you know. Oh yes. I don't think this one's just going to hang around as long as the last one. Although he's retreated into the bus. Perhaps he's going to hang about at the actual stop. Why not? Not much else there, is there? The Cookmere bus that we saw earlier continues on his trip. My friend John Bishop was once a volunteer on the Cookmere community buses. I think a lot of people's summary of working on those sort of things is you get the same grief if you were driving for stagecoach, but you don't get paid for doing it. We've got another bus coming down. What do you think? Perhaps not? What's the bets? What's the odds? Well, it wasn't a bus, was it? But we were talking about coaches in Eastbourne before, weren't we? So, oh, we've got a convoy. That's where they're going to go. They're going to come round to my left. think this is the bus that I saw. Come on, Dave. Don't rib us too much. Wow. Might have been. Well, the Suave is now boarding. Another bus behind. Bloke who lives opposite us has one of these cars that goes vroom vroom. You can hear it through treble glazing. Awful thing. Strange people in a lot of places. And now we've got the guy that gave us the grief before. He's now coming back. He's now stood near us. It's like he's stalking me. I don't know what the hell's that. I was sat behind me to intimidate me. Whether we should just phone the 111 thing. Rather scary. I think we've got another bus coming, and we've got the Cookmere community bus as well. Plenty of stuff happening. There's that noisy Mini again. You can't believe it's actually sort of legal for people to drive around vehicles like that. They've got to be stuffing out all sorts of pollution. I'm not sure what's happening over the road. Sorry, sometimes we do seem to get into watching paint dry territory, don't we? Right, tally-ho, and we're off again. still no loading going on. I'd say with the amount of activity today that they're fairly slack. The driver's just got off again. No, is he inviting the passengers on? Would you like to come and travel in my bus? Some activity. The paint must now be dry. Yep, the driver shuffling around. Is he sitting down? No, he's coming out again. Let's leave this one for a while. Oh, nearly made it. One more. Room for the little one. Yep, get in the back. And another one. Going down the road, perhaps? Yes. And again, perhaps? That'd be a rum do if there wasn't anybody going over to Brighton. I guess this one's just arrived. I don't know if this chap is still behind me. It's sort of hard to look without attracting attention. So it's like sort of sitting there watching sort of daggers flying in their eyes into you. I know it's very difficult. There's all sorts on the street now, you know, the lack of care facilities for those who have sort of health issues in that sort of vein. Yeah, I think it's just going for his way over somewhere. Not 100% sure where they go these days. Quite a new one. I was over in Brighton earlier this year. I've got Hastings lined up for this afternoon, and then tomorrow we move down and cover Portsmouth and Fareham, Gosport perhaps. Here we go again. Nothing if frequent. Very much a timing point there. Another bus perhaps. Let's keep rolling. I think there is. I can't figure it out, Dave. How do you see through buildings? Oh, bionic vision, you know. Hang on. There isn't a bus yet. Perhaps there wasn't a bus. Perhaps there wasn't. Not so bionic after all. Open topper. coaches that we saw before, and round the block, as it were, to do the grand tour of Eastbourne. A little parade of coaches wouldn't go amiss, would it? Perhaps not today, though. What's happening is they're sort of pulling up just short of this stop, and I think I've seen wrong, but no, their eyes are not letting me down. I used to wear glasses. Something of a miracle, really. As I got older, my eyes changed shape, and from being sort of not the right shape to start with when I was young, they've, in age, got to the right shape, so my eyes have got better as time's gone on. It's about the only advantage I can think of getting older. Other than wisdom, I don't seem to have gained much of that. Another bus out there somewhere. And guess what? Yeah, we're working our way through the fleet, aren't we? one's either come from or off to Eastbourne, which is down Pemsley Bay way. And in the days when I had a little push bike, I used to have a friend down at Eastbourne. It wasn't a road that you'd sort of go down normally, unless you had a sort of reason to. And it was a sort of housing estate. It was a teeny little road that went off the main road in Pemsley Bay. And then down there was sort of small estates. I think mostly bungalows. And I had a friend down there for some years. Don't ask me how I ever met him in the first place. Well, I've had a bit of a shuffle around now and very close to finishing our coverage at Eastbourne. And the creepy looking bloke had actually gone. Sort of sat there uncomfortable when this bloke had actually passed on. Well, hello, it's your old mate Dave back with you once again, and the end of another trip. And it's been a pleasure having you with us in Eastbourne on this very sunny, hot morning in July 2024. It's always a pleasure having you along with us. Remember, stay well, stay safe, be good, and if you can, be kind to other people, because we really are living through some very troubled times, aren't we? Meanwhile, from Mandy, who's on the seafront at the moment, waiting for me, and myself, God bless, and we'll see you all again in the very near future. So, bye-bye everybody, goodbye. Well, hello, it's Dave Spencer, your old mate, back with you once again, off on another one of our transport adventures, this time to Worthing in West Sussex. It's July 2024, nearly the end of the month, and summer weather arrived. We've had 2 days, and that's probably the end of it, but it's about 32 degrees today. Gorgeous days to be by the seaside. Anyway, what do we see in Worthing? We shall see what we shall see. So without further ado, I'll crack on, find the buses, and see what life is like on the buses in Worthing. See you all later. Well, I guess most of you will know exactly where we are now. We're the bus depot just over the road, and star of stage and screen, as they say. Who remembers the film they made here? That's very much of the time, and it's be great to to be back on our old stomping grounds. Each year we'd be here for the bus rally, and in the earlier days we all used to sort of link up with the annual carnival or something like that. Stagecoach coming out of the town centre. I don't know if he's going to turn onto the seafront or spin round here. Perhaps he's going to spin round. I rather fancy he might be doing that, as they have done in days of yore. My mate John Bishop took some of his earliest photos here. If he's, I don't know if the 700s going to let go now. Away from the driver. Yeah, he's just going to spin round. And they have been doing that for a long time. Oh, he's coming round. Nice thumbs up from the driver. Spinning around, there we go. In the time-honoured manner. Now, not a lot seems to have changed. Perhaps the abundance of buses has fallen. This one is definitely going to go to our right. The only Compass bus I've seen so far, unless they've got the same advert on all of them. picture of us. Going to Arundel. Look at the road. Yeah.